So I provide the explanation only if I mention many times. We have in every test I found mistakes, typo, or they solve it wrong, etc. So what? Questions not bad, and I show how to solve it professional. You ask me 3-4. In 3-4, instead of A, you don't have A. M is a constant. That's mistake. In 3-4, A, cross it out, and write M is a constant. M is constant. Okay. Let me start. I will erase everything. At least here. If I need more room, I erase later. Okay. And 3-4. We have two equations. One is y equals to mx minus 205. And the second is 2x plus 3y equals to 4. And this system of equation, m is a constant. If the system has no solution, what value of m? M. So no solutions. Find m. We did many times. When we have no solutions, if you have Cartesian coordinates and we have two graphs, two lines, and they parallel, means they never intersect, so they don't have solution. When two lines are parallel, when their slope are the same. So normalizing format y equals to mx plus b, unscramble, minus 2x minus 2x. You will get 3y, I move a little bit here, equals to negative 2x plus 4. And to have this canonic equation of line, I divide each term by 3. And this equation 1, and this equation 2. Let me line up this equation. So y equals to negative 2 over 3 x plus 4 over 3. In order to be parallel and have no solution, we have two conditions. The first condition, m must be the same. And the second, b, y-intercept, this is b, also supposed to be different. Because if we were the same, it would be the same line which has infinite set of solutions. So b is different, are different, and m must be the same. Why? In order to have parallel line. Okay, typical question for SAT. Who understands this 100%? 100. Who has any question? Without hesitation, ask me. No questions. Good. Next is 3, 6. Let me find out what we have in 3, 6. My suggestion, student, make a picture. If you have a picture, usually a picture on the test very small. The level of skill of drawing. This is 3, 6. In 3, 6, what we have? We have Cartesian coordinates. And we have pretend we have a parabola which goes like this, kind of. And we have inscribed in this parabola triangle. And they provided letter. This is origin, x-axis, y, h, this point, c. Okay, I erase a little bit again. Make move. And this f of x equals, they provide equation. This is negative x squared plus 16. Okay. What the area? A, B, where is B? B is over there. Find area of triangle ABC. Well, from fifth grade, you know how to find area of triangle, right? What is your goal? Area of triangle, base times height divided by 2. In our case, if I take different color, this is my base. Always look for target. This is base. And this is my height. If I knew base and height, I just multiply this and I get the answer, dividing by 2. But unfortunately, B is not given. But you know this downward parabola intersect x-axis when f of x, which is y, equals to 0. When it's equals to 0, minus 16 and minus 16, you get negative x squared cancel out equals to negative 16, or multiply by negative 1 both parts. You'll get x squared equals to 16, and you take square root both sides, and would be plus minus 4. Well, this point has coordinate negative 4, right? X, let me make more room. A is negative 4, 0. And C has coordinate plus 4, 0. So based on this, you can easily find AC, which is our base. Our base, this is step number 1. This is step number 2. Base, which is AC, equals 4 minus negative 4. We studied how to find length of base segment. From one coordinate subtract another one. Minus give you plus is 8. So we have V. Now, how to find H? H is coordinate of point B you can get when x equals to 0, right? And you have equation of this. Step number 3. The equation of this line, y or f of x equals to, I want to find f of 0. How to find f of 0? I plug into this equation. It would be negative 0 to the second and plus 16, right? So far so good. So this is 16. And what is it? This is my height. Now I have everything. Step number 4. Area of triangle equals base is 8. Height is 16 divided by 2. 2 goes into 16 8 times. 8 times 8 is 64 square units. They don't provide centimeters, so just 64 square units. Typical question from SAT, usually it's very easy question. There is no complicated question on SAT. To understand up to this point everything, raise your hand. Artyom, you with me?
Yes.
When I said raise hand, it's not optional. Hands, 2 seconds. Try to raise hand, everybody. I just control how you, okay, good. So again, in our classes, we have students. I give example. We have students from New York, from Florida, from Chicago, from Canada right now, from Europe, from Switzerland, Europe, right? One student from Australia, all of them taking SAT. So doesn't matter what. You're gonna go to these classes, you students get to, I forget the name, the Stockholm Institute of Technology with great score. Even though you have not SAT, you come, some of you come here to study how to solve math problems. So just follow my recommendation, you get perfect score, okay? And one more thing, student who got low score today, redo this problem a few times, because this problem is not creative problem. It's semi-automatical if you understand what you're doing. And definitely try to make nice notes. Well, next. Again, first of all, this amount of questions you have. And first of all, go through most request questions. 3.9. 3.9. What is 3.9? Oh, again, similar question. We see the same test, we have similar questions. There is one great book, was written by philosopher. His name is Friedrich Engels. You love him or not, but he was a smart person, definitely. And name of this book is Dialectic of Nature. And his book, in this book, Engels, he was very surprised. He said, well, I studied different law of nature, and guess what? Absolutely different processes in nature described by the same differential equations. Why this is important? How we can apply his idea in SAT? Easy. Different problems, they have the same base, the same set of equations. So 3.9. Even picture looks similar, what we did. Let me draw this picture. Cartesian coordinates and we have a parabola. It has this parabola. And I make it more symmetrical here. Pretend. And they specify points. This is point A. This is point T. Be very careful. Use this letter they use. Otherwise, you can misuse dimensions or sizes. And one more line is vertical line here as letter H is in Harry. Okay. ATHM. In addition, they said this equation of this line of this graph f of x equals to what? X minus 10 to the second power. And the question is, and this is math, M-A-T-H, math. Okay, MA equals to 25. Y, origin, X. Okay. What is the length of AT? AT. Fine. AT. This segment. Well, you can easily see from this graph that point A belongs to this graph. If point belongs to the graph, coordinate of this point satisfy equation of this graph. And what is 25? Is y coordinate. This is x and y equals to 25. This is y of point A. Since that, I can make it using this equation, f of x. And this is A. This is our y. Okay, equals x minus 10 to the second equals to 25. So far, so good. Any questions? If it equals to 25, you can do either write expanded form, or you can write x minus 10 equals to plus minus 5. Let me do step by step. Practically expanded. X squared minus 20x plus 100 equals to 25. Let's solve equation. Why I'm doing this? I wanna, in order to find length of this segment, I have to know coordinate of x and this x. Minus 25 on both sides. And I get quadratic equation. Let me write this equation. To have more room, you can write over there. Okay. X squared minus 20x plus 75 equals to 0. Okay, so far so good. And I can factorize. How we factorize? We use François-Vieta theorem. 75 and 20. You can have 5 and 15 negative. Negative 5 and negative 15. Negative 5 times negative 15, 75. Negative 5 plus 15 is negative 20. Product equal to 0 when either one of this equals to 0. If x minus 5 equals to 0, x equals to 5. If x minus 15 equals to 0, x equals to 15. So you can write this is 5. This is 5 x coordinate. And this is coordinate of h is 15, right? They ask you to find 15. So this t has coordinate 15 and 25. The very last step. So it was step number 1. This was step number 2. This was step number 3. And the very last step. AT segment, like we did in previous problem, equals 15 minus 5, which is equals to 10 units. Okay. So far so good. Theodore, you have questions, Veronica? Theodore, no questions? Okay, who understands up to this point 100%? 100. Who has questions? Okay, don't be shy, ask questions. Okay, this was 3, 9. And you can see a lot of in common. Okay. 310. Few students ask me. Again, be ready. When you have word form, you will read this. If there is equation, I just write it down. One more thing, try to write neatly. Neatly. Because this is a tool. When you go to college, the most important part in the college to have nice notes. Number 10. Which the following equation has no solution? Well, when you have equation, it has no solution. One is no solution. When a left part not equals to right part, for instance, right? 310. Let me take one of them, not to waste time. 7x equals to 9x minus 2x plus 10. Combine like terms. What do you got? 7x equals to 7x plus 10. If you subtract 7x from both sides, you get 0 equals to 10. Is it possible, students? Is it possible to have 0 equals to 10? So no solution. Okay, equation from the word equal. If they're not equal, there is no solution. Next, students. Again, more 3+ questions. Three 13. 313. In 313, they give you equation 5x to the second plus kx plus 1 divided by x minus 1 equals to ax plus 1 plus 2 x minus 1. The equation above is true for all value of x. Is true for all value of x except for 1. X not equals to 1 because you can divide by 0. K and A constant. What the value of K? Remember, we started with you. This kind of equation, this one equation, we have three unknown: A, K, X. Okay. We name it identical equations, and the best way to solve this equation based on symmetry. Look at this. In left part, we have trinomial divided by binomial. In the right part, I have few terms. Let me make symmetrical somehow. How? Imagine this is over 1. I operate with right part first. So to add two fractions, you have to have a common denominator, like you did in 4th grade, right? And now I operate with right part. I have ax plus 1 times x minus 1 and plus 2 divided by x minus 1. So far so good. Now, distributive property. I have ax to the second minus ax plus x and minus 1 and plus 2 and divide by x minus 1. What I did so far, I just added two algebraic fractions. Any questions? Combine like terms and combine these terms together. Why? Because they have common factor x. I override this. I have ax to the second, okay, plus, if I combine two of them, right, and put x beyond of parentheses, I have 1 minus h times x. Check it. X times 1 is x. X times negative a is negative ax. Perfect. Minus 1 and plus 2 is 1. Divide by x minus 1. What I accomplished? Again, I get trinomial divided by monomial. But let me write what we had at the beginning. It's equals to what? It's equals to 5x squared plus kx plus 1 and divide by x minus 1. We have two fractions. The denominator is the same. In order they're supposed to be equal, I'll take different color. We're supposed to have the same value for coefficients, right? Look at this. A Not good. New made in China. Okay. Let's take this green. So A equals to 5 based on symmetry. Coefficient in front of x to the second is the same. So A equals to 5. The second coefficient, I take another color. Coefficient in front of x also must be the same. This must be the same. You can write that k is 1 minus h. But since a equals to -5, I plug in this. Since a equals to 5, I plug in here. I get 1 minus 5, which is -4. And this would be the answer. Again, if you have this kind of question, don't be scared. Just operate using basic, simplest algebraic transformations to get similar structure. And in order they have to be the same, coefficient must, based on beautiful symmetry, coefficient must be the same. Who understand this 100% up to this point? Theodore, Artyom, you know my rules, Theodore, 2 seconds. Okay. Scandinavian people, hands, you know my rules? Hands up, okay, good. Next. Is 13, right? Next is 18. 18 again. If I need any help, I can return to this, explain any question of this, but so far I go through most request questions. The most request questions. What we have in 318, let me find it out. 318 is very typical question. Let me raise a new room. I need more room. Very typical question on SAT. I have seen many times in different tests with different numbers. I'll try to make nice pictures. Also easy, just I need a little bit more room. So I'll make a picture. And some letters. This is 90 degrees, we said. H. This is 9. From this picture, B. P. Q. C. Also 90 degrees. D. This is 3. What else? Did I miss anything? No. AB equals to 9, yes. CD equals to 3 years. AC equals to 12. So this is 12 entire AC. What's length of PQ? PQ. Let me take a ruler and make one more line. Helpful line for this. For instance, I want to make a line which is parallel to this AC and go through the point P, kind of like this. Okay. Good idea if you have different colors also. Okay, good. And let me name it for simplicity X. This P, this segment is Y, and this is Z. So step number 1, you can easily prove the triangle ABP. Step number 1. I put over there. Triangle ABP similar to triangle PDC. Why are they similar? First of all, they have common vertex. Vertical angles are the same. Second, if two lines perpendicular to the third line, they are parallel. So this line parallel to this line. If these two lines parallel, and this is transversal, these alternate interior angles the same, and these alternate interior angles are the same. So if they're the same, this triangle is what? These two triangles are similar. If they're similar, their sides in proportion. This x, what is x? Is altitude of this triangle to this base, x over 9, like this altitude of the small triangle over 3, or 9y, 9y, cross multiplication, equals to 3x. You can divide by 3 both parts, let's see. And after that, I got that x equals to 3y. So this is 3y. From another side, any questions? Just similarity of triangle, we did tons of time on SAT. From similarity to triangles, I found altitudes of these triangles. Step number 2. AC equals to, what is it? QF, let's say. No, Q we have. A, B, C, D, E, F. AC equals to EF, Y. Opposite sides of rectangle. This rectangle, this side, and this opposite sides of rectangle. And from one side is equals 3y plus y, which is 4y. From another side, this is given, this is 12. If you divide by 4 both parts, I found that y equals to 3. And x, since x equals to 3y, is 3 times 3, which is 9. Now I know this is y, 3y equals to 9, this part, and y equals to 3. So far, so good. Any questions? Next, look at this. I have another two triangles, ADC and APQ. Step number 3. Triangle ADC, similar to triangle APQ. Why is it similar? First of all, they have common vertex. Second, both of them are 90 degrees angle, so the right triangle. And third of all, the angles, complementary angles, also the same. Why? Because 90 minus the same angle, we get the same result. Or you can think from different perspective. Two parallel lines and corresponding angles for this transversal. So they're similar. Excellent. If they're similar, you can make proportion. Keep in mind, this is 9 and this is 9. Why? This is 9. Because the opposite side of this rectangle. Look at this. 3, this, right? This part, 3. To this long side, 12. I can write letters. Would like to have letters, you understand what 3 we have here. Let me do this. DC to AC, like PQ to AQ. I give letters easy for you to trace it. But DC equals to 3. AC equals to 12 given. PQ is Z. They ask you to find PQ. And AQ, this AQ. And AQ equals to 9. Beautiful, just cross multiplication. Z times 12 equals to 3 times 9. If I divide by 12 both parts, three goes into 12 4 times, you get 9 over 4. And answer is 9 over 4. Okay. Any questions? Who understand this 100%? Since it's very typical question, would you like to know another approach how to use it using equations of line, or you like this one? Who would like to know how to use equation of line? I show another way how to solve this. Put your hands down first of all. Since we have picture, it would be a little bit faster. Who would like to know how to solve the same problem using equation of lines? We have a lot of lines. Raise your hand. Okay. So imagine I will leave this picture, and imagine we have two lines, line BC and line AD. I use this space. How to find equation of line? The second way. Imagine it's not only side, this is y coordinate. This is origin. This is x coordinate. They expand a little bit. And to find equation second way. Y equals to mx plus b, right? You know this. to find the equation of line, you have to find slope. Okay. And let's say this coordinate of point B. Coordinate of point B, x equals to 0 and y equals to 9 from information given. Since this is 12, coordinate of point D, for instance, is 12 and 3. Coordinate of point C is 12, 0. Okay. If I need something else, I will do this. And definitely A is 0, 0. Let's say find slope of line BC. Step number 1. Slope of line BC. y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1 equals. Let's say this is x1, y1, and this x2, y2. Equals, plug in here, 0 minus 9 divided by 12 minus 0. You have negative 9 over 12. You simplify by 3, it would be negative 3 over 4. And you can easily build this line. Line y, step number 2, BC equals m, which is negative 3 over 4, x plus y-intercept equals to 9, plus 9, plus 9. Step number 3, do exactly the same procedure with line AD. Okay, this would be x2, y2, and this x1, y1. So slope of line AD equals y2 is 3 minus 0 divided by x2 is 12 minus 0. 3 over 12, which is 1 over 4. And this line goes through origin, so y-intercept equals to 0. So far, so good. So line y of a BC and this AD. Equation of this line equals 1 over 4x. That's it. Now, since they ask you to find z, what is z? You have to find point of intersection of these two lines. Why? Because in this point, x and y coordinates are the same. Simple idea. You can write this line equals to this line. Negative 3, I saved space, plus 9. How to solve it? Plus 3 over 4x and plus 3 over 4x. And we have x equals to 9. Okay. So what we found x coordinate of this intersection, right? And the very last step, they ask you not to find x coordinate, they found ask to find z. What is z? Is y coordinate. Plug into any of this equation. Let's a simple equation to this one, let's say. Z, this is step number 4. And this step number 5. Z, which is y coordinate of AD, right? This one equals to 1 over 4 times 9. So when x equals to 9, it would be 9/4. Now compare these two different solutions. This is pure geometrical, and this is pure analytical geometry. Who prefers the first one? Put your hands down. Who prefers the second one? Good idea to know both, so let's say, right? When you come to dentist, you open these tools, a lot of shiny tools. Would you like to come to dentist who has opened these tools and has one nice shiny hammer? Let me try. Professionals are supposed to have many different tools. Use both approaches. Okay, good. I believe we finished with section number 3, most required question. Section 3, right? It was 318. Very typical questions. And again, I return to any of this, but I continue with most required questions. Okay. 4. Next is 4, 8. Let me cross it out. 4, 8. And 4, 8. What do we have in 4, 8? Equation of circle. And they give you x squared minus 8x. Let me make some space to save time. Plus y squared equals to 0. I make some space. The equation of circle is shown. What's the area? Find area of circle. Okay. What is area of circle? General equation of circle. X minus h to the second plus y minus k to the second equals to r to the second. If I just remind you, circle, and this circle in Cartesian coordinates, and this his radius, and this is h coordinate of this center, and this is k coordinate. If you have coordinate of center and radius, you can build any circle. And circle related to conic sections, which you study more for pre-calculus calculus. How to solve this? Easy. Complete the square to have this equation. I just remind you formula that a minus b to the second equal a squared minus 2ab plus b squared, and everybody knows. So this 2 times 4, it means the second term is 4 to the second 16 and minus 16. What I did, I complete the square. But I cannot add 16. I can only add 0 not to change the equation. That's at the same time I subtract 16. And this would be what? X minus 4 to the second so far. And this is plus, you can write y plus 0 to the second because y we're not supposed to, we don't have any moteca to the second. So. And plus 16 and plus 16 equals to 16. If you compare to general equation of circle, you can see right part actually is my radius to the second. And they ask you to find this from verify, they ask you to find area of circle. Since radius to the second equals to 16 and area of circle equals to pi r squared equals pi times 16, you are plugging here. So again, it's like in wrestling. When you see problem, you know way how to solve it. Complete square, standard, without thinking. Who understand 100% up to this point? 100. Artyom. David? Okay, good. People from Europe, you have to be active. Good. Students, not people. People, students, for 8 now. Next is for 9. Let me cross it out. What we have in for 9? You have a function, very typical question, students. We have a function f of x minus 5 equals to 3x minus 10. For all value of x. For all value of x. Find f of negative 2. Okay. So the first way, you cannot plug in here negative 2 because here we have binomial. But the first way, let's say x minus 5 equals to negative 2. Plus 5 and plus 5. Why? Because you need plug in here negative 2. Cancel out. X equal to 3. So to find f of negative 2 is the same like f. Instead of x plug in 3, y we just found minus 5. And now how the system works. Instead of x plug in 3 and subtract 10. And this would be negative 1. So the one solution. To understand this 100%, 100. Let me show, since this is a very important problem, let me show a general approach for this. General. I will name it this the first way, and I use this space. Second way, general way. In the second way, you take this again. What is contradiction? Here we have binomial, and they ask you about question substitution of monomial. So change this function. X minus 5 let x minus 5 equals to t. From here, if you add 5 to both parts, you get x equals to t plus 5. Okay. Now, f of x minus 5 equals to 3x minus 10. This is given. But from now, x minus 5 equals to t. You can write f of t equals 3. But instead of x, you see x equals to t plus 5. Plug in 3, t plus 5 and plus 10. Okay. And this is minus 10, which is 3t plus 15 minus 10, which is 3t plus 5. I change my function. Now it's f of t equals to 3t plus 5. How it works? T can be any number, no restrictions. Even -2, f of -2 equals 3 times -2 plus 5. Okay, which is -6 plus 5, which is -1. Very powerful way. This is specifically when you have this small number, but when you have some expression, the best of the best, this approach. Which is better? This is more powerful and good idea to know, to understand both of this. No, it's not difficult at all. Just change this binomial to monomial. And from here, just mechanics. Who understand this both ways? Hands up. Artyom, you're not synchronous with us. Signal to Florida goes longer. What do you think? 2 seconds, you know this, right? Well, it's 4-9. Very typical. You will see this question problem on your test. Okay. Let me go to we have most questions. Okay. Many students ask, okay, 413. No, not 413, 414. Yes. 414. Let's make a picture for 14. I'm not, Dado, would you like to read? It was your question as well, please.
A water tank is built from 2 right circular cones with a radius 5 feet. If the volume of the tank is 200 pi cubic feet, what is the length h in feet from the bottom to the top of the tank?
Thank you, nice reading. Okay. I believe this radius is 5 feet. Yes, 5 feet. And this is height. And what we know, volume of the tank is 200 pi. Volume of tank pi. Cubic feet. What the height? From the bottom top to the top. This height you're supposed to find. Well, look at this. Volume of this tank equals to volume of cone. Two cones equals to out of one volume of cone is 1/3 area of base multiplied by H1. Dynamic H1. Not this height, this one. And this height exactly the same H1. And equals 2/3 pi. Since radius equals to 5, this is 5. 5 to the second is 25. H1 equals to 200 pi. Why? Because this is given. This volume of tank is given. Actually, it's one line of this. Understand up to this point. Just simple mechanic. For instance, what is it? It's 50 right here. 2 times 5, 50 pi, pi H1 divided by 3 equals to 100 pi. To find H1, I take a different color and multiply reciprocal. Product of two reciprocal equals to 1. 3 over 50 pi times 3 over 50 pi. After simplification, this and this, this and this. So 55 goes to 205, 4. It will be 12. 4 times 3. Okay, but they ask you to find not H1, they ask you to find H. And this height, H, equals to H1. 2 times 12, which is 24 feet. That's it. To understand 100% up to this point, 100. Okay, excellent. David, A+, good. This is 14. Let me go through the next one. The third question, similar question we did today. 419. You see, the only change shall be situation. 419. Let's make a picture. not 419, 450. Let me see that. It's 15 or 19. Okay. 419. Yes. In 419, I will make a picture. We have a parabola. Kind of like this. And we have Cartesian coordinates. This is y. This is 0. Equation. This is x. This is y. The equation. This cross-section view of river in Los Angeles. And d of x, this is d, not y, d. Depth. This is river. And d of x equals to what? K times x minus 10 times x minus 50. How wide is river in meters? Well, look at this. This is our river. And this is point A. And this point B. And this is river here inside. How to find point A and B? Easy. When y equals to 0, when this equals to 0, when this equals to 0, I don't have too much room. X1 equals to 10, and x2 equals to 50. So this is 10, this is 50. How to find distance between 2 points? Distance equals 50 minus 10, which is 40. Similar idea over and over again. Okay. So more questions you ask me about 421. Again, if you're too fast, ask me. In 421, can I resist? In 421, we have a triangle. Let's make a picture of this triangle. Pretend this is a triangle. And we have perpendicular. And points are A, D, B, C. The length of BC is 20. Where is BC? 20. Sine of A, this is A. And this is B. sine of A equals to 0.35. What's the length of BD? Where is BD? Here it is. BD is X. Segment. Look at this, what is supposed to know. How to find X? In triangle CDV, DB equal hypotenuse times cosine of this angle. Sakatoa, remember? Or ratio of adjacent to hypotenuse is cosine, and vice versa. So DB equals 20 times cosine of what? Of B. Do we have cosine of B? No, we don't have cosine of B. If I had cosine of B, it would be finished. They don't give cosine of B. But you know about cofunctions, right? Sine and cosine are cofunctions. In triangle, these two angles complementary. Both of them total give you 190 degrees, right? Because total is 180. And you have sine of A for cofunctions equals cosine of 90 minus A, and vice versa. And what is cosine of, and this equals to 0.35. But what is 90 minus A? Look at this. A plus B equals to 90. Minus A, B is 90 minus A. Beautiful. We get this cosine of B equals to 0.35 because it's cofunction. And the very last step, plug in this over there, equals 20 times 0.35. So the multiplier is supposed to get 7. We understand this 100%. Property of cofunctions. Okay, you can easily illustrate it by a unit circle. Some students ask, what is it? Unit circle. And let's say we have angle, rotation counterclockwise. And this angle is, I need room, let's say theta. And this unit circle, this R equals to 1. And this A, B, C. So AC equals to R, which is 1, multiplied by cosine of theta. BC equals R times of sine of theta. From another side, angle D equals 90 minus theta. If you want to find BC from this perspective, BC equals radius, which is 1, multiplied by cosine of 90 minus theta. Adjacent. Big liquid. I just visualize this, you never forget. Now compare right side and left side. This is BC and this is BC. This sine of theta and this cosine of 90 minus theta. So sine of theta equal cosine 90 minus theta for functions. Better to visualize using unit circle. This was 421. For the setup to this point, everything. Good, good, good. For 422, Shaina, read this question, please. 422.
Which of the following polynomials has a factor of x minus 1?
Thank you. We started with your remainder theorem. Very powerful theorem. What do we have? We have, I looked at multiple choices, right? And 422. Let me choose wrong answer. For instance, I'll give analogy. We have equation x squared plus 3x plus 2 equals to 0. And you can factorize x plus 2 times x plus 1 equals to 0. Or roots are -2 and -1. So if x equals to -2 or x equals to -1, this is polynomial, in this case trinomial, is divisible by x plus 1 or x by 2 without remainder. How to prove? Easy. If you take, for instance, this one, x plus 2 times x plus 1, and you divide by x plus 1, divisible, no remainder. So in our case, what they give you? We should the factor of x minus 1. So equal remainder theorem, and by the way, equal remainder theorem, if I plug in -1 or -2 to this one, I'll get 0. For instance, -1 here. -1 to the second power plus 3 times -1 plus 2 is 1 plus 2 minus 3 is 0. Here's the same, right? If you have r of x equals, what is it, 3x cubed minus x minus 1 minus 2. If this is factor, x equals to 1. If this is factor, x equals to -2. Change sign. Okay, plug in. So I call this remainder theorem. If I plug in instead of x1, what I get? I'm supposed to get 0 if it's divisible by this one, if it's factor. 3 times 1 to the third minus 1 and minus 2. 3 minus 3 equals to 0. Being the no remainder, this is the factor. If you plug into any other of this, does not work. For instance, I don't know, a. What we have a. P of x equals x third plus x to the second minus 2x plus 1. I plug in here 1. 1 to the third plus 1 to the second minus 2 times 1 plus 1. What I have? 1 plus 1 plus 1. 3 minus 2 equals to 1, not equals to 0. This is not a factor. Again, why I decided to repeat a few times? Because we have this problem. It's very easy. Just substitute. If you get result equals to 0, this is a factor. Otherwise, it is not. Understand 100%. 100. Remainder theorem. Good. Next is across this one, 22. Mhm. Next is we're going through mostly past questions. For 24. And 424, absolute value of x equals to k. If the equation above has a real solution set, which the following must be true. 1, k is greater than 0. 2, k less than 0. 3, x is greater than 0. Is the following. If the equation has a real solution, why it's real solution? You know that absolute value of x always greater or equal than 0. If greater or equal to 0, right part must be greater than 0. So this works, this does not work. And this you don't care because absolute value of negative is positive. Only this one. So it means right part cannot be negative. Understand this 100%. Absolute value, it means not negative. Not negative, only one. Okay, it will be 24. I'm looking to your questions. Two students ask me 426. What we have on 426? K minus 1 times x plus 3k equals ax plus 24. If the equation is true for all real value for x, where k are a constant, what the value of a? A is a question mark. Well, you look at this beautiful symmetry. I'll take different color, like we did already today. So we have x and coefficient, x and coefficient. They must be the same. Because left part equals to right part. In addition, we have some term without x. They also must be the same. Identical equation, we use beautiful symmetry. And step number 1. 3k equals to 24. Divide by 3, divide by 3. K equals to 8. Second, a equals to k minus 1. But since k equals to 8, it equals 8 minus 1, which is 7. You see the same test, we have the second very similar example. 426. Who understand this 100%? Let me erase this. Many students ask another question. 27. Let me try to make a picture of this. Definitely would be not into scale. We then have Cartesian coordinates. And imagine I do like this. And this is -5. And this is 15. And this is -3, -5. This is 7, -10. This is 2, 8, etc., etc. This is -5, 13. And this is 15, 15. And this is graph y equals to f of x. And they have system equation y equals to f of x and y equals to k. And the question is, the function f is graph on the x-plane, xy plane. If the system equation above has exactly 3 real solutions between -5 and 15, okay, in this domain, where the following could be value of k. You know, y equals to k is a line which is parallel to x-axis, right? So this is your second questions. Make a line if I make line over there, I have only 2 points of intersection, not good. So I try to make, let me take a ruler. I have 2 options here. If I make a line parallel to x-axis here, I will have exactly 3 points of intersection, 1, 2, and 3. Or I can make another line parallel to x-axis, which also has 3 points of intersection. Now look at your multiple choice and choose which line is this answer. Look at multiple choice. We have this is -5. This line y equals to -5. Yes, it's multiple choice. And this is y equals to 8. Also good, but we don't have a multiple choice. So this does. So we have this and just make 2 lines. So far so good. Questions? Who understand up to this point everything, students? I know we are out of time. In Europe, it's late time for you, some of you, right? Not late, not too late yet. So any value at home. For next, many students ask for 30. For 30. Let's try to make a picture for 430. We have two concentric circles, right? One and the other one. This compass bigger, easy to draw. Good. Pretend you have two concentric circles. Okay. And this is center. And we have this one and this one. Okay. And this is 430. The name points Q, P, R, and S. The measure F angle theta equals to pi over 5. This is 2 pi over 5. This is given. OP, this OP, 2PR is 2x's. To 3x's. So this is 3x, this is 2x. What is length of RS? Minor arc, RS. Is what? Anything else? In addition, they shaded this area. And they said that shaded area shaded equals to 20 pi. Well, how to find area of sector? Generally, very important formula. Area of sector equals 1 over 2 r squared theta. Put in the frame. You have to know actually two formulas. And length of arc equals to r theta. These two formulas extremely important for SAT. This is 1 and this is 2. So, but theta must be in radians, not degrees. Theta in radians. So let's apply this formula a couple times. So area of sector, area shaded, I will write here. Area shaded equals 1/2. Radius is 2x. To the second multiplied by 2 pi over 5. And this equals to 20 pi. Or let's simplify a little bit. 1/2 or 4x squared times 2 pi over 5. So cancel out this. And this equals to 20 pi. Or 4 over 5. 4 pi over 5 x to the second equals to 20 pi. I need to find x to the second. Because if I know x to the second, I know radius. X. I take different color, multiply reciprocally both sides. 5 over 4 pi. 5 over 4 pi. Cancel, 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 cancel. 4 pi and 20 pi, 5. 5 times 5, 25. So x to the second equals to 25. Since x is positive, you take square root of both sides. You get x equals to 5. If x equals to 5, this small radius equals to 2 times 5, which is 10. And this large radius, or arc, 5 axis. 5 times 5, 25. So we found this radii. And now I apply formula 2. How? Since you know this radius, this large radius equals to 25. Length of arc, RS. I need the room. Length of arc, which is RS. This formula, R theta, radius 25. Theta is 2 pi over 5. Cancel 5. And you get 10 pi. This does. So it just takes time, takes a little bit space, but it's extremely easy. Just you have to know two formulas. Okay. Understand this 100%, 100. Good students. Practically, I explained almost 3-class questions without exception. But if you still need any help for this, ask me questions, I explain. If you need any help for any of this question, even though we beyond of time, don't worry about it. I will help you. We have the same goal, to get perfect score. Again, hundreds of students, thousands of students, for this many years, they get perfect and close to perfect score, and 100 of them get perfect score, exactly, in English and math. And last time, remember our student, we discussed his results. He did not make any mistake. Probably he also get perfect score. Okay, so this is not difficult. My suggestion this summer is great opportunity. If you start even from very low score, you can improve a lot. Some students for 3 months, they improve they did from 300 something, which is 0 actually, to 760. It's not perfect score, but not bad, 760. 7th grader gets 710, 720 on this test. 7th grader, 7th. So only what you're supposed to do, first of all, redo this homework, practice, and use great opportunity. During summer, you will not recognize yourself, okay? But if you have any question, ask me. No questions? Okay. Did you find anything very difficult today, students? Good idea to review this and redo by yourself. Good. Now, let me give you homework. Let me give you homework if you don't have questions. You know, my platform connected to AI, right? Written in our corporation. Would you like to read some our articles about AI? If you'd like, we can send. We publish some articles about AI, but not for education, medical field. You can find these articles in, for instance, Facebook, our Facebook, right? They have links. 06, 010, 010, 10. Redo notebook, redo mistakes, redo tip 34, 35. Redo SAT, page 220. You get another package right now after class. You got tip 36, 37. Redo this exercise 5. And you get another exercise number 6. Okay, don't forget to send me all your results at least one day before class. Follow my steps. Be strong, you be well. Enjoy math. Student from Europe, the same way, the same instruction for you. Bye.